Leo, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. So this will be your reading for the full moon in Libra coming up on April 13th. It's usually based on balance in relationships. Doesn't mean that will come out for you, but we'll see what comes out. We're going to start off, see what tokens come out, where they land on the moon map to get started for you. What do we have for Leo, please? Full moon in Libra. Whoa, okay. So we've got two tokens in the past. White rabbit, and it looks like the long winding road. 22 and 103. Yeah. Yep. So you've been on a long road of enlightenment, okay? You're going to end up somewhere where you're destined to be, okay? And this is based on your past. So what is this for Leo? Please. What is this destined path? What are we getting enlightenment on? The world, temperance. Ten of Pentacles. So you needed to make peace with something in your past, right? It was almost like you needed to end a cycle and break yourself free in order to get to your Ten of Pentacles. What was this? What do we need to make peace with in the past? What was this? Oh, okay. Knight of Wands. Three of Wands. Ten of Wands. You were dealing with somebody that was inconsistent. So it was Knight of Wands energy, whether it was masculine or feminine. You take that as it resonates. It's like you were constantly waiting on somebody that was in and out. Okay, they were inconsistent. 1 month they're there with you, the next month they're not, and you were feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and burned out, waiting for this person, waiting for your dreams to come true. It was almost like you were trying to build an empire with this person, and it wasn't working out because they were, in a night energy, right? They weren't stable, right? They didn't know what they wanted. Yeah, 6 of Cups. You've known this person a long time. You had a strong bond with this person. That's why you were willing to kind of wait and carry the burden. But I think what's happening is, again, we're in the year of the 9. So this is the year where we do come to closure and endings. And this is a cycle that you're breaking yourself free from. Okay, and it's been a long road. And you're getting enlightenment on the fact that, this person is probably never going to be stable enough to pick whether they're going to be in or out. And I think you're realizing you're the one that has to drop the heavy burden of this relationship. Right? Temperance is balance. So it's kind of like this person made you feel unbalanced because they didn't know what they wanted. You knew what you wanted. You knew you wanted to build an empire with this person. You wanted to have that long-term vision of the, where you two would be in the future. 10 of Pentacles, right? It's solid. But they didn't know. And because they didn't know, it kind of made you feel off balance. And now it's time for you to bring the balance back to yourself by setting yourself free, closing the cycle out with this person. Easier said than done because it's a 6 of Cups, right? This is somebody you've had a lot of memories with, somebody you care about. And it was a strong bond. You had, some joyful times with this person. But because they just didn't know what they wanted, it overflowed to you, and you didn't like that feeling. So now you want to drop this and you want to move forward. It's like you're not willing to bring the past into your future anymore. Let me switch decks. Where do I want to go? I want to find out. So where's Leo headed? Where's Leo headed? Because you're getting enlightenment, right? You've come down this long, windy road with this person. You're ready to let go of the stress. You're ready to feel whole again. You're ready to move forward. Where's Leo headed? Where's Leo headed? Where's Leo headed? Temperance again. Healed, balanced. You know? Feeling sensible, right? Finding purpose again. Twice. You might have some strong Sagittarius in your chart. What else? That's a positive thing. We know that. Tell me more. Devil. And then we have the Four of Cups on the side. So this person was almost an addiction to you, right? You knew it was toxic, but when it's a strong bond, it's hard to break yourself from it. You're balancing out your shadows, right? Realizing what went wrong, and it wasn't you, it was them, but you were wrong for waiting on this person, right? So you're learning to disconnect yourself, much like they were. You know, you're determined to find happiness in your future. The High Priestess. Higher morals. Empress. Look at that. Look at that. You breaking free from this person is jumping you to a whole new level. Because it's not that there was anything, you knew what you wanted, they didn't. Your fault was waiting on them. And you know what? That happens. That's okay. You know what? You're not the only one who's done that. You're not the only one who's waited on somebody. See, you're going to be so much more productive now because you're pulling your energy out of an inconsistent energy. Because you always knew what you wanted. So now that you know, and you're cutting this person off, you're dropping the burdens, you're letting them go, you're not waiting on them anymore. You're now the Empress. You're productive, okay? You're going to be, people are going to see how nurturing you are, how caring you are. And you're becoming more developed, right? You're growing out of the immature wands, the night stage of the wands. You're outgrowing it. Listening to yourself more. Tell me more about the Empress. Ten of Cups. You're going to feel so much more emotionally fulfilled. You're going to have a divine love coming in. Who, Eight of Pentacles, wants to work on it with you. You're going to find somebody who wants to work on that empire with you. Eight of Pentacles. Your true person's coming in. So even though this person in the past was a strong bond, it was more of a lesson not your true person. So by you working on your shadow, actively letting go, dropping burdens, your divine partner will be coming in because you're going to be the empress, right? You're going to stand on your own 2 feet. You're going to expect more out of a relationship. You're not going to settle waiting for somebody who doesn't know what they want. So you have a person coming in, or you will. Let's go to Moonology. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. There's your balance of this 6 of Cups, this bond, strong bond from your past. It was probably, yes, a spiritual connection. You were supposed to come across this person, but they were not ready to stop being fickle, right? And it's, it's a strong spiritual connection, but yet it's time to be more balanced with your spirituality and practicality, right? So your connection may have been just a spiritual connection to where it was in the 5D, it was never going to be anything stable. And that's probably because this person wasn't going to choose the connection. So it was pretty much unrequited love is what it was. They didn't choose it. You were choosing it. And now it's time to be practical and put love into yourself so that somebody more practical can come in with the balance, right? Because you've got the balance twice. Pisces season could have been pretty important for you. We just came out of that too. And that's where we had the eclipses. So this person may have been eclipsed out of your life. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. By you waiting for this person, that wasn't you. You waiting on somebody, hoping that your dreams will come true. Now it's, I'm going to make my dreams come true. I'm going to find that person to build that long-term relationship with, that person I can build an empire with. Okay, what do we have here? The guinea pig. Do your part to illuminate the universe. Show the world who you are. Illuminate yourself. You're something special. Yeah. People are going to start to be very jealous of you. And again, keep shining. Illuminate, showing the world who you are, not hiding behind somebody who didn't know what they wanted. There we go. Again, pregnancy. So this is much like the Empress. You're going through almost like a rebirth, right? The Empress can birth ideas. They can rebirth themselves, right? An Empress isn't born. An Empress is made. She's about expansion, expanding, learning, growing. Shapeshifter. You're literally changing yourself. Dang. Go ahead, Leo. That is beautiful. Any other final messages? Maybe not. No? Hope. Yeah, dishonesty. You were lying to yourself by thinking you had hope in this situation with somebody in the past. You weren't being true to yourself. Yeah. We can hope people will choose a connection. We can hope people will change. But it doesn't mean it's going to happen. Everybody's responsible for changing themselves. And you took the responsibility of changing you, changing yourself out of this situation. Calling the final shot. And it's been a long road for you. It's been a long, windy road, but you've learned from it. You've gained so much enlightenment. You've jumped timelines. This person from the past is still on an old timeline. You're on a different one, so this person can't even catch up to you. So, wow, that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope this was helpful. Hopefully it resonated. Much love and light, and I will talk to you soon.